Are the 76ers still true championship contenders? Let's talk about this. 76ers was in this mix. They were the 3 seed in the East, looking pretty damn good. Joel Embiid playing the best basketball of his life. Tyrese Maxey stepping up. Tobias Harris playing at a very decent rate. But everything fell apart as soon as Embiid went down with that knee injury. And now it's kind of like they're kind of hanging on. I think they're about the 5th seed right now. They're kind of hanging on, hoping they just make it to the playoffs at this point. But the thought is this team actually still a championship contender? Embiid's not done for the year is the big thing. As long as his knees holds up, they have a chance still. They have a legit shot at still making that run because they are still a very good team on paper, if you think. And some of their underlining moves in the deadline that people aren't talking as much about, because bringing in a guy like Buddy Hield and Cameron Payne, they are shooters. They are going to get buckets. Buddy Hield is one of the best three-point shooters in NBA history. I think he's second to Steph Curry, dude. So, honestly, I think those guys were huge pickups, even though I didn't love the trading away of Pat Bev. But bringing in Cam Payne, he has looked pretty decent in these first few games. Kyle Lowry will come in and do what Pat Bev did. So, I mean, I'm not too concerned about it. But honestly, what the Sixers have to worry about right now is can they maintain until Embiid comes back? And will Embiid ever come back fully healthy? That's the big question on if they can stay within championship contention, because without Embiid being 100%, they don't have a chance to going through the Boston or Milwaukee. They just, even Cleveland or New York, it's going to be hard to beat them in a 7-game series without Joel Embiid. So with that being said, is what is going to keep the Sixers in this position? Well, obviously, bringing in the shooters have helped. They take some of that pressure away from Tyrese Maxey. As we saw against Cleveland, once Buddy Hield fouled out, all of a sudden Cleveland came back because Maxey was the only shooter on the court. Tobias Harris, he's dealing with a hip injury right now, but he has been shooting pretty well. When they started winning without Embiid, it was because those two were working together, shooting really well. Well, now you have Buddy Hield to come in. You still have Kelly Oubre, and those guys will shoot lights out. But the big thing, the thing that nobody's talking about, and outside of Joel Embiid, the biggest thing the Sixers are missing, they haven't had D'Anthony Melton in months. It feels like he hasn't played since sometime in December, and I might be right, it might have been since December. I don't think he's played this year yet, and that is a huge loss. Losing a guy who is out there, and he plays amazing defense. He's a top-tier perimeter defender. He's always top 5 in steals. This guy is a huge loss. He was also averaging the most points in his career with 12. He can hit his three-point when you need him to. That is a bigger loss than people realize. And honestly, if we can get DeMelton back in time for the playoffs with Embiid, the Sixers could be a threat. As long as they hold on to the top 8 spots, I say don't even play Embiid during the regular season. If he come back next week, I would not play him until the playoffs. I want that leg 100% healthy, because I think this Sixers team can commit and make a run at it this year because of the additions of Buddy Hield. If you sit here and think about it, with a fully healthy Joel Embiid and D'Anthony Melton, you have Tyrese Maxey, D. Melton, Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. That is a fantastic group of guys. And they play some good defense, because Embiid and Melton are probably all defensive player of the year candidates if they could have stayed healthy. Along with, or not defensive player of the year, but like all defensive player anyway. Plus, then you got the buckets, and Tobias Harris is no slouch on both sides of the ball. The problem is the reason why he hasn't worked in Philly like we thought he was going to is because he's not much of a guy that's just chucking up 3-pointers. He wants to be in the paint. So we'll bring in Buddy Hield. Hield slips into the small forward, and Tobias Harris slides into that powerful position, and he can do a lot more driving. He can still shoot a 3, but he's not kind of expected to constantly shoot 3s like I think he is right now. Like, he should be consistently shooting 3s as a small forward. So, and that being said, I feel like this is a really good lineup. They still have a solid bench. Rocco's been also hurt. Batum hasn't played a ton, so they have had some issues down the road here. But I think this team still has a legit shot at making a run at it. They just need to be completely committed to the team. I'm not sure if they have a chance though with Boston or Milwaukee, but if they end up as the 7th or 8th seed entering the playoffs, I would like to get those guys out of the way first anyway, because you're going to play them in the 2nd or even in the championship if you don't think you can beat them. Not championship, but conference finale, whatever. Anyway, you're going to play them at some point. So you almost want to and almost have to play them. So I think I'm A-okay with waiting it out, falling into the play-in if it comes out to that case. As long as you don't fall to that 9th or 10th seed, I wouldn't play Embiid for the rest of the year. I would just go into it and try to contend in the playoffs with a fully healthy roster. But this also all depends on Joel Embiid's leg. Like every year, basically. It feels like Joel Embiid's leg is all that matters right now. But I think if Embiid can come back fully healthy, DeAnthony Melton comes back healthy, and Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Buddy Hield all stay healthy, this team has a legit chance of being a threat. They are not looked at as this team that you're going to be that concerned about. Plus, if you think about it, I think they are the best coached team in the East. Nick Nurse is easily better than some of these other guys here. Nick Nurse is obviously better than some of these other guys around him. So I'm not that concerned about coaching either, because Doc Rivers is going to choke and Joe Mazzulla is not the best head coach. So I just think that they have a still legit shot at making this run. And I'm not sure if their season's over yet. I thought it was over the second Embiid went down, if it was a season ending. But if he can come back and play healthy, I don't want to see him come back and play injured. I want a healthy Joel Embiid for the playoff run, and I think the Sixers are still a legit threat. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber helps me. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. It's totally free. It helps me out a lot, and I'll love you guys forever. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.